Hello adventurers, wield your wedge warhammer, it's time for Roll for Sandwich, the series where I let fate decide my lunch. Let's go! Today we're going to be using this pearlescent red set of dice that comes with the Deluxe Edition of the Roll for Sandwich Cookbook. There are still copies available of the Deluxe Signed Edition that gives $10 to World Central Kitchen. Link at rollforsandwich.com. Alright, let's get things started with our roll for bread. 4 wheat bread. Alright, I've got a couple slices of the whitest wheat bread I've ever seen, and I may regret this, but we're going to leave it untoasted today. Next up, let's roll for Maine. 3 mealy pudding. Mealy pudding, also called white pudding, is a sausage popular in Ireland, Scotland, and parts of England. It is similar to the black pudding that I've had on the show before, but does not contain blood like black pudding does. Instead, this pork-based sausage includes suet, barley, and spices, in addition to the pork and pork liver. It has a milder flavor than black pudding, and is commonly eaten with breakfast. This sausage is in a natural casing, but I decided to take it off this time because last time when I cooked the black pudding, people were very concerned that I left the skin on. Well, we'll see if it holds together without it this time. I got this mealy pudding from Ackroyd Scottish Bakery in Southeast Michigan, and their instructions advised cutting it into 1.5-inch coins and frying it in some oil or butter, so that is what I'm doing. I've had white pudding a few times, most recently while visiting Ireland, but I have not prepared it for myself before. It's actually pretty similar to a meat I've had on the show before called scrapple from Pennsylvania, which is good when fried thin and crispy. So since these didn't really hold together, I basically just prepared them like scrapple. Let's roll for some cheese. 1 spray cheese. All right, well, this is much more of a snack to have on crackers than it is cheese to be put on a sandwich, but here we are. Sometimes I just sit and think about the fact that I'm probably the first person to ever eat some of these combinations. Let's roll up some roughage. 4 bell pepper and 6 pickled onions. I already had some green pepper sliced up from something I made earlier in the week, so we'll just add those on here. That'll give us a nice crunch. And then possibly the MVP of the season, or at least of recent episodes, the pickled onions will come in and give us a little acid to cut through all the fat. Something we desperately needed. Let's get wild with the wild magic roll. 8 seaweed. All right, well, we're gonna add these seaweed snacks to our sandwich, I guess. This is essentially the same kind of seaweed that you would find wrapped around a sushi roll, in this case with a little sea salt added. Not what I thought was coming next. And last but not least, it's the D20 sauce roll. Here we go. 10 Thousand Island dressing. Okay, interesting. This one has kind of gone all over the place. This is a nice tangy sauce. It is a little rich as well, but I think the tanginess overall will help in the same way that the pickled onions do. Let's get our sandwich put together here and get our toothpicks in to hold it together, and let's get it cut in half. And let's take a look at that cross-section. Interesting. Well, we started in Scotland, made it all the way to Japan, and then ended up in the St. Lawrence River. That's one well-traveled sandwich. Let's taste it. This one is a bit to unpack. The mealy pudding, at least in this form, has the texture of like falafel, which I don't mind. It's creamy and definitely pretty fatty. Reminds me pretty much exactly of scrapple. I was expecting to dislike this a lot more than I do. The Thousand Island, while being creamy as well, also has a nice tartness that cuts through things surprisingly well. The spray cheese kind of melted and became a second sauce. I even don't mind the little bits of umami that the seaweed brings in. One of the stranger combinations in a while, but not terrible. I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 6.1 today, and I'm going to call it the Spooky Lock Month. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again next time on Roll for Sandwich.